Hello Stampers, and thank you so much for joining me today. This is Laura Buechler of Inky Fingers Papercrafting, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Nanaimo, BC. Now today's video is a little different. Instead of making a card, we're going to take a catalog tour together. And it wouldn't be an Inky Fingers video unless I gave away a prize, so yes, there will be prizes just like always. So grab your annual catalog, get comfy, maybe have a favorite beverage nearby because we are going to do a deep dive into this awesome catalog. And in fact, if it's sunny where you are, go ahead and go out in the sun to watch this video because you don't really need the visuals, just the sound of my lovely voice and, of course, your beautiful catalog, and I'm going to guide you through every step of the way. So the very first thing I'm going to point out about this catalog is on the back cover, the catalog sales period. Every Stampin' Up! Catalog tells you, usually on the back cover, when the catalog begins and ends, in very teeny tiny print right down here. It starts June 3rd, 2020, and it ends May 3rd, 2021. That's right, only 11 months for this catalog. Starting next year, our annual catalogs are going to be coming out in early May rather than early June. And there's always also a very important note under this date which says product availability may be limited toward the end of the catalog sales period. Now what does that mean? That means if there's something in this catalog that you must have, please don't wait until May 2nd to try and order it. Also on the back cover is this little note, Shop the Project. This is a really cool feature that Stampin' Up! Has come out with, and it's going to help you figure out exactly what products were used in creating the gorgeous samples that you see throughout the catalog. How many times have you seen a beautiful card or project in the catalog and then thought, how did they do that? Well, this little feature will show you exactly what products were used. In addition to the back cover, you can find Shop the Project features on pages 13, 19, 37, 39, 61, 62, 105, 107, and 116. Now, in last year's annual catalog, we had the bundle index in the front. That's changed this year. We have a very brief table of contents here, which is why it'll come in really handy for you to get a set of these catalog tabs. And I'm going to give away a set of catalog tabs to someone who shares this video. So be sure when you're finished watching the video to go ahead and share it, and I'll choose somebody to win a set of these catalog tabs. Anyway, we don't have the bundle index in the front this year, but we do have the bundle index. In fact, this year we have two bundle indexes. Stampin' Up! Has separated the punch bundles and the die bundles. So the punch bundles start right here on page 168, and the die bundles start on page 173. As you look through these pages, you might notice that some of the bundles from the 2020 Spring Mini catalog carried over into this catalog, which is a fantastic deal that allows you to keep saving 10% on these awesome products. So here's the second prize opportunity. In the comments below, name one of the bundles that has carried over from the Spring Mini catalog. I'm going to choose one commenter and send them a prize, a set of cards made with the beautiful new in colors. Okay, so flip back to the start of your catalog on page 3. And you'll see that Stampin' Up! Has included several fantastic Stampin' techniques for you to try. These techniques are demonstrated throughout the catalog, and they're all listed here for you to find easily. And then if you flip to that page, it shows you what it looks like when you use that technique. So, how many of these techniques have you tried? Comment below and let me know which one of these techniques you'd like to see me do in a future video. Now over on page 4, in addition to this gorgeous image of all of our colors, there's a note that Stampin' Up! Has included color palettes throughout the catalog to help you discover not only what color palettes were used on sample projects, but also to discover what color palettes you'd like to use for your own projects. Also on this page is a quick overview of what punches are all about. For a complete list of punches, see page 165 to 169. And dies, down here is a little bit of a blurb about dies, and it tells you for a complete list of dies, see page 173 to 183. Now the very next thing you'll find in the catalog is kits. Now kits are amazing for those of you who are just starting out, still building your craft collection. Maybe you don't have a ton of space, maybe you are living part-time in an RV, maybe you have to share your craft space with kids and family members, especially right now when we're all kind of stuck at home. Kits can be the solution. When you buy these all-inclusive kits, they come with everything you need to start creating. And of course we have the fabulous subscription-based service, Paper Pumpkin, where you can sign up for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, and you'll get a full all-inclusive craft kit delivered right to your door every month with a different theme every month. It's a fantastic way to get started with crafting. Over on the next page is the product medley Boho Indigo, which I find to be absolutely stunning. I'm starting to see some samples online of what people are creating with this product medley, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Such a stylish, on-trend color aesthetic, and you get a fabulous array of products to create with. One thing you'll want to be sure to check out in your catalog is the host sets. These are on page 187. So we have 2 different host sets available, Summer Days and Touched My Heart, and these are both available exclusively to those who host qualifying parties with Stampin' Up. So this can be an online party, probably easier to do right now when we're not really able to meet in person, or eventually if we are able to meet in person, you can have a party at your house, we can have a party at my house. In either case, you invite your friends, neighbors, colleagues, co-workers, family members. Everybody comes, we craft together. If we're doing it online, we do some video interaction, we play some games, we have some fun together, and then there will be an opportunity for people to place orders. And for you as the hostess, that can mean big rewards. So it says here, there's a little chart that says with a $200 party, you get 10% Stampin' rewards. So that's $20 in free product for a $200 party. If you have a $375 party, you get 12% hostess rewards. If your party reaches $550 in sales, you get 14% Stampin' rewards, plus you will get a half off item. And if your party goes to $725 or more, you get 16% Stampin' rewards and that 50% off item as well. So during that time, when you're hosting a party, that's when you want to make sure to look at these host sets and decide whether you'd like to get any of those with your free product credit. When you are hosting a party is the only time that you can get these stamp sets. Just over the page from there is some information about the absolute best deal in the catalog, which is to join Stampin' Up, join my team, and become a demonstrator. The starter kit is always the best deal in the catalog. It only costs $135 and you get $165 worth of product. What's in your starter kit? Well, anything you want. You get to choose exactly what product you want and you get a 20% discount on it right away. So if you're just starting out and building your craft collection, your starter kit's going to look different from somebody who's been crafting for several years and already has lots of different supplies. But that's the great thing about Stampin' Up! Starter kits is you get to choose. And then your starter kit will also include business supplies, catalogs, order forms, all of those things that you need to get started. And of course, when you join my team, you get support from me as your team leader to help you along the way and help you figure out how you want to build your business. So if you're interested in that opportunity or have questions about it, please contact me and I'd love to help you out. In general though, I say if you can find $100 worth of product in this catalog that you'd like to buy, and I'd like to see if you couldn't. I mean, honestly, this catalog's amazing. So if you have a wish list of $100 or more, just go ahead and buy the kit. It's $135, you get a 20% discount on everything, and then you'll continue to get that discount for at least 4 months. By the time that 4 months is up, you'll know whether you want to continue being a demonstrator or not, and either way, there's no obligation. No one's going to come knocking on your door and ask you for all those goods back. You'll get to enjoy the discount, you'll get to enjoy ordering products before the public gets access to them, and you'll get access to tons of online resources that will help you inspire your creativity and build your business. On the next page, we can see the stamp set index. So this is fabulous for when you're thinking, oh, I really want to find that certain stamp set and I can remember the name, but I can't remember where it is. This is an alphabetical listing of all the stamp sets in the catalog, and then you'll be able to find not only which page they're on, but it gives you other information too. It tells you whether they are in cling or photopolymer. It tells you the item number, the price, the page number, and then it also tells you whether it's available in French, because here in Canada we are bilingual. And on the very last page of the catalog, there's also an accessories index. So when you're thinking, where did I see that adhesive? Or where did I see those markers? What page can I find paper snips on? This is where you can go to look that all up. One of the coolest things they've added in this year's catalog is on page 159. Crafting's Unsung Heroes. Isn't this the truth? These are the tools that you absolutely need to have on your desk at all times to help you be successful in your crafting. Frankly, I don't know how I ever got by in my crafting without the take your pick tool. And now with all the little interchangeable heads that you can get with it, like the die brush and the stylus and the paper piercing, I just find it so incredibly valuable. I don't ever take off my dimensional backings without using that little pokey tool there on the take your pick tool. So really, this is your best place to get started. I know that these tools aren't necessarily very sexy and exciting the way gorgeous new stamp sets are, but these are, well, they really are the unsung heroes. They're the ones who are going to help you be successful with your project. Another thing I want to draw your attention to is our angel policy on page 139. So page 139 has the Make a Difference stamp set, which is this beautiful hand-scripted alphabet stamp set, and it includes the numbers and several punctuation marks and a couple other beautiful little sentiments, but it also includes the Copyright Stampin' Up stamp. And you'll see down at the bottom of page 139 is the angel policy, which states, you can sell projects you've made with Stampin' Up's copyright images if they include Copyright Stampin' Up. So you can buy this stamp set and use that Copyright Stampin' Up stamp on your cards to make sure that that image is there, and then you're able to sell those cards or other projects. That's the way that Stampin' Up chooses to protect their copyright. All of the things that you see in the catalog are copyrighted by Stampin' Up. And that's why you'll see when I am posting images of the projects I've made online, you'll see that they always include that Copyright Stampin' Up in the watermark. Let's flip to page 170 and have a look at these gorgeous new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. Is this big news or what? First of all, let's give ourselves an enormous pat on the back. We made it through an entire year without having a cut and emboss machine from Stampin' Up. That's right, it was a year ago that they stopped selling the Big Shot, and now we have these two gorgeous machines to replace it. And of course they have done their usual Stampin' Up thing and made it even better. So why do we have two machines, first of all? I was a little worried about this at first. What? Do I have to buy two machines? No, you don't have to buy two machines. What they've done is they've given us the standard machine, which is the same size that our previous machine was. And for those of us who don't have tons of space, or those of us who like to take things on the go, they've given us this additional machine, the Mini, that does everything that the standard machine does, but in a smaller package. So like I said, this is perfect if you don't have tons of space, or if you like to do a lot of crafting on the go. This will do everything that you need it to do, with the exception, of course, of our bigger dies and embossing folders, but I'll get to that in a moment. First, I want to point out to you that both of these gorgeous machines have folding platforms. So these pieces here are going to fold up when you're not using them and become an even more compact package. You can see that at the top of page 171. And they've got the rubber feet that are going to grip onto your work surface so they won't slip or slide. They're both portable with a lovely, comfortable carrying handle. They're both easy to learn and simple to use, and they both have this gorgeous, sleek, clean design that looks great in any crafting space. I love that they are white and gray. This aesthetic, like it says, it will blend in with any crafting space. It also blends right in with the Stampin' storage that they've brought out. So it's just perfect. And I love that the platforms fold. That is brilliant. So what you'll want to do when you look through the pages about the cut and emboss machines is you'll want to look for this little purple icon that you'll see here. It says Mini. So as we flip over to page 172, it will show you that purple icon on the specific cutting plates that you need for the mini machine, whereas the plates that you need for the standard machine don't have that icon. And that will continue when we look at the dies. So flip over to page 174 and you can see certain dies have the mini icon, meaning that they are small enough to fit in the mini machine. The ones that don't have that icon, for example, the Blossoms in Bloom at the bottom of page 174, that one is too big to fit in the mini machine. So if you wanted to use that die, you would need to get the bigger machine. I think this is fantastic. It gives you the option of whether you're able to commit to the bigger space of the standard machine. But even having said that, both of those machines have the folding platforms. So when they're not in use, they're not going to take up a lot of space anyway. Now, if we look over to page 184 to the embossing folders, we will see again, some of the embossing folders have that little mini icon, and they're very, very cleverly designed so that you can use them in that smaller machine, which at first I didn't think was going to be that exciting, but it actually means because these embossing folders are designed smaller, they are going to emboss a little bit more than, say, half your card front. So that actually means that you could create a card front that's got embossing on one side and then flat on the other side for whatever else you'd like to create. And especially when you're looking at, say, the greenery folder or the Meadow Moments folder, you can see how that's going to create a gorgeous effect that just blends right into, from the embossing over into the flat. And you can see that a little bit at the very top of page 184 with the samples that they've produced. Anyway, like I said, if you start looking online and you start to see all the samples that people have made, I think you're going to fall in love with these the same way I have. So when can we get these amazing machines? We knew when this catalog started at the beginning of June that we would not be able to order these machines right away. And of course, we're very eager to get our hands on them and start playing with them and seeing how great they are. We've just been told, demonstrators have just been told, that we will be able to order the standard machine starting August 4th. And that customers will be able to order the standard machine starting September 1st. So what does that mean? First of all, it means the mini is still not available. Hopefully it will be available before the end of the year. But it also means that if you would like to become a demonstrator and get early access to this machine and order it on August 4th instead of September 1st, now is a great time to do that. Another thing that new demonstrators are going to get access to is the new mini catalog that's coming out this fall. Previously, that catalog was known as the Holiday Mini, but Stampin' Up! Has rebranded it with the roll off your tongue title of August to December Mini. Also, in previous years, this catalog used to start in September, but now it's moving to earlier in the year. This year it's coming out in August, and starting next year it will be coming out in July. So demonstrators can order from this catalog starting on July 1st, and customers will be able to order from it starting August 4th. And if it seems like too much for us to have a new catalog in August when we just got our annual catalog in June, that's because Stampin' Up! Is moving towards a new cycle of always having a mini catalog along with our big annual catalog. So we'll have one mini catalog that runs from July to December, or this year, August to December, and then another mini catalog that runs from January to June. That's really awesome because those mini catalogs used to only run for 4 months, which isn't really enough time to enjoy all the awesome products. Now our minis will be available for 6 months and we'll always have 2 fantastic catalogs to work with throughout the year. And by the way, I've already had a peek at the August to December mini catalog because the PDF is now available online to demonstrators. And wow, is there some awesome stuff in there. You are going to love it. And if you absolutely can't wait until August, guess what? You can join my team and get that early access and a discount. If you join before June 30th, you'll get to choose an additional stamp and tool bundle from the annual catalog for free with your starter kit. And if you join between July 1st and August 4th, you'll be able to include items from both the annual catalog and the mini catalog in your starter kit. Wow, such awesome deals. So let's talk a little bit about the interesting icons that we see throughout this catalog. Starting on page 9, we've got the beautiful Boho Indigo product medley, and you're going to see the little icon at the bottom left of the page that says mini. So we know that the products that go with this medley can fit in the mini cut and emboss machine. Now if we flip over to page 12, looking at the Flowers for Every Season suite and the Jar of Flowers bundle, there's a couple of icons that I want to draw your attention to. First of all, at the top left of page 12, Jar of Flowers bundle. See how it's got a cute little 10% off starburst there? And that shows you that when you buy the Jar of Flowers stamp set, which coordinates with the jar punch, you can buy those 2 products together and save 10%. So instead of paying $31 for the stamp set and $24 for the punch, you can buy those together and only pay $49.50. And you'll see that little 10% off whenever there's a bundle available. I'll also show you at the very bottom of the page where it says Jar of Flowers, there's a few other icons I want you to notice. First of all, it's got a bright red starburst and then a little N inside that. And that means that's a new product, new to this catalog. Whereas other products that don't have that icon are ones that have carried over from a previous catalog. You'll also see within the blurb of information under the title of the stamp set, it'll give you a whole bunch of different information that's very useful to have. It's easy to skip over when our eyes are drawn to these gorgeous images, but there's actually a lot of useful information here. So it'll tell you the item number, it'll tell you the price, and then it'll tell you the suggested clear blocks that go with this stamp set. So again, if you're just starting out in stamping, and especially if you're just starting out with the exciting idea of using acrylic blocks for your stamps, don't forget to make sure that you have the correct blocks to go with these stamps, or you'll get that beautiful new stamp set home and then not be able to use it, which is heartbreaking. Right then underneath, it'll tell you how many stamps are in the set, and it'll give you a little bit more information, such as right here it says there are 2-step stamps, which means that you can stamp, say, the one jar with the outline and then stamp the kind of gray shading in right over top of that image. That's called 2-step stamping. Then it'll tell you underneath that, it's got a little yellow icon and it says it coordinates with the jar punch and what page you can find that jar punch on. And finally, over at the bottom right of page 12, it's got a little green circle with little flowers in it that says reversible. That's because 2 of these stamps are reversible. The jar outline and the jar silhouette are the same stamp. You just flip them over. And same with these little jars, the ones that are half full. Oh, and actually I'm just noticing here too, this little one, I had no idea what this was supposed to be for, this one down here. It's supposed to be a straw. You can turn it into a mason jar that you're having a drink of lemonade out of. So I think that's very clever. Now just over on the other side, page 13, I'll show you one more icon here. Under Celebrate Sunflowers, the very last line of the info blurb there has got a little gray icon and it says coordinates with sunflowers dyes, page 175. And of course we can see too that we can buy those 2 products as a bundle and save 10%. So The little yellow icon under Jar of Flowers is going to show you that it coordinates with a punch, and the little gray icon shows you that it coordinates with dies. And that's what these gray outlines mean when we see them in the stamp images. It means that those stamps coordinate with the dies. Or over on the Jar of Flowers, we see that the yellow image coordinates with that punch. Flipping over to page 15, and no, I'm not going to make you page through every single page of the catalog with me, although I totally could because I love this catalog so much, but I won't make you do it. But I just want to show you a few more things. Over on page 15, we've got the distinctive icon. Now this is one of those stamp sets where, as you can see, these flowers here, they are almost photorealistic. They have so much texture and dimension. So I am super into distinctive stamp images, and I look for that icon whenever I'm looking at stamp sets. So over on page 20, I'm just going to show you briefly. There are two stamp sets on this page, Under My Umbrella and Daisy Lane, and you can see that some of the stamp images have that yellow outline, which we know means it coordinates with a punch. But it's not showing us the little bundle, the little 10% off. And that's because the bundle price for these products is no longer available. Typically, Stampin' Up! Retires that bundle price after the catalog in which it was introduced. As I mentioned earlier, some of the bundles from the Spring Mini catalog actually did carry over, which is super awesome and exciting, but lots of them didn't. And Under My Umbrella is one of those examples. So you can still buy the stamp set and you can still buy the punch, and they're still going to coordinate together beautifully, but the 10% discount is no longer available. So make sure that you keep your eye out for where you see that yellow shading, and note that it coordinates with the punch, and it's always going to tell you what punch it coordinates with and what page to find it on. For a chance to win a prize, tell me, what is your favorite bundle in the new catalog? Leave it in the comments below and I'll choose one winner. You'll see on page 36 we've got the Timeless Tropical stamp set, and all of these images are shaded with gray, meaning that they coordinate with dies. And it tells us here it coordinates with In the Tropics dies, but the bundle price is no longer available. One more thing to keep in mind when you're looking through the catalog is that the stamp artwork, unless it tells you otherwise, is always shown at 100%. So if I'm looking at these stamp sets, say on page 52 to 53, and I'm wondering how big they are and if they're going to fit with certain punches that I have or anything like that, it's easy to know because they are the actual size and shape that they're going to be when I buy that stamp set. So I can look at this cute little zebra in Celebration of Tags and think, oh, is that going to fit on my Timeless label punch that I own? Well, let's see. Yes, it is. It is going to fit on there. So we know that that stamp artwork is at 100% unless it tells us otherwise. And here's an example of where it tells us otherwise, is back on page 7 when we're looking at the kits. So see the Looking Up All-Inclusive Card Kit on page 7 at the bottom. And we've got this great stamp set. And under Happy Birthday, it tells us that stamp set, or that stamp artwork, is shown at full size. But for the rest of the stamps, it tells us the stamp artwork is shown at 40%. Now, starting on page 142 is one of my very favorite sections in the catalog, which is our color collection. Our color collection is gorgeous. It's organized into several different collections. We've got the Brights collection, the Neutrals, the Regals, the Subtles, the Basics, and our In Color families. And I talked about these in a recent video and blog post where I said that the In Colors are introduced every 2 years. Every year we get a collection of 5 beautiful new colors, and they're with us for 2 years and then they retire. And then those overlap because we're getting 5 new colors every year. So the 2019 to 2021 colors were all introduced last year. That's Rococo Rose, Terracotta Tile, Pretty Peacock, Seaside Spray, and Purple Posy. Those are going to be with us one more year, or actually they'll be with us until the end of this catalog, which we already talked about is going to be the beginning of May. And then 5 more colors will come to join the collection, and those ones will rotate out. But in the meanwhile, we've got these 5 colors here that were just introduced this year: Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. They were just introduced with this catalog and they will be with us for 2 years. Okay, it's been a while since we gave away a prize, so how about this? Tell me which one of the new in colors is your favorite, and I will send you a prize. Just a few pages on from our color collection, starting on page 148 is our beautiful designer series paper packs. And they go over the page as well, all the way to page 150. These papers are all gorgeous. They're all designed flawlessly to go with the suites in the catalog, and they're all double-sided. So usually the toughest thing about designer series paper is deciding which of the 2 beautiful sides you want to use. You'll also want to notice that with every paper in the catalog, it tells you exactly what colors will coordinate with it. So for example, the Ornate Garden Specialty Designer Series paper, and by the way, we say specialty because it's got foil accents in it. It coordinates with Bumblebee, Early Espresso, Gold, Mint Macaron, Old Olive, Terracotta Tile, and Whisper White. And it also tells you in this blurb which suite it coordinates with and what page you can find that suite on. So if you find yourself looking through these pages and going, oh my gosh, I absolutely love that paper, well, then you should certainly flip over to page 64 and see the entire Ornate Garden suite and probably fall madly in love with that. When you do fall in love with a designer series paper, make sure that you look at what colors it coordinates with and make sure that you have those colors in your collection for cardstock and ink so that you're all ready to create and coordinate with your gorgeous paper. Okay, another prize opportunity. Tell me, what is the absolute must-have top item on your wish list? Is it a stamp set, a punch, a bundle, some paper? Let me know. Drop it in the comments and I'll choose a winner. Your project wouldn't be complete without embellishments, and we can find embellishments starting on page 156. There are so many gorgeous embellishments to fall in love with. Many of them coordinate with the specific suites, but many of them are great for projects of all types. One of my favorite ones are the elegant faceted gems, and I also love the gilded gems. I've been putting those on a lot of things lately. So make sure you look at the embellishments section. Embellishments, including ribbon and trim, are a way to really elevate your project to that next level. You can find ribbon and trim over on page 160 to 161. Prize opportunity. Tell me your favorite embellishment. Which one do you love the most? Drop it in the comments and I'll choose somebody to win a prize. Be sure to take a look at page 162 as well. We've got a whole new collection of adhesives to enjoy, including adhesive sheets that go with our beautiful new cut and emboss machines, and full sheets of foam adhesive. So this is basically like getting an entire sheet of dimensionals that you can cut to whatever shape you want. We've also got cling adhesive that will help you convert your clear mount stamps to cling. How awesome is that? Page 163 is where you'll find all kinds of vital Stampin' accessories, including your clear blocks, your grid paper, your chamois, and your stamp cases. Okay, prize opportunity. Tell me what tool or accessory you cannot live without in your craft room. Drop it in the comments below and I'll choose one of you to win a prize. Well, that's it for our catalog tour today, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope that this helps you dive into this catalog like an expert and feel like you know where to find the details that you need in order to make smart purchasing decisions. Drop me a comment and let me know what you think, and if there's any questions that you have that I didn't answer, please let me know, because I'd love to make sure that I answer all your questions. Remember, you can purchase all these products on my website, inkyfingers.ca, and you'll also find more project tutorials, current promotional details and catalogs, and the sign up for my monthly email newsletter. During the COVID pandemic, I'm not offering in-person classes, but you can sign up for Creativity to Go, which means you'll get prepared supplies and tutorials delivered right to your door for you to complete on your own schedule. I'm also hosting casual Zoom crafting sessions where you can bring any project you happen to be working on and enjoy a fun social crafting time with others. Check out all the details on my website. Once COVID is over, I'll once again be hosting in-person classes. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want to let you know that I have a Facebook page called Inky Fingers Papercrafting, where you can join a weekly creative challenge and win a prize from me. And if you do place an order, please use the current Hostess code, which you can find on my website, because everyone who uses that code will get a free gift from me. If you'd like to earn your own Hostess rewards, all you need to do is place an order of over $200 or contact me and we'll start planning an online party for you. You can earn all those awesome Hostess rewards. Drop me a line for more details. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining me for the catalog tour, and happy stampin'!